Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will make an volume control using a hand gesture. So here what happens is we can use these two fingers, means the index and then the thumb. So I can use these fingers to control the volume. So let's see how to do it. Okay, so this is the code. So we will see how to program it step by step over here. So this is the previous code of the hand tracking, not the hand finger counter. So here the modules I need is numpy as np, and then the next thing I need is math, and then the next thing is time, and I have imported these three modules. And for the volume control we will see what we need. So first I need to calculate the FPS. So without FPS the person will not know anything. So we'll say here current time, I will say equals to time.time. So I am getting the time from the time module right over here, this time module I am talking about, and I am getting the time, and what I want to do is calculate the FPS. So what I will just do is divide 1 from the current time. So what the problem is that we also need to subtract the previous time also. So I will say previous time. Okay, there is a problem in it, that is we have not defined it. So I will also define it. Previous time equals to 0. So I have defined it, and here the FPS will be calculated, and also I need to set the previous time also, right? I will also set the previous time over here. I will say previous time equals to current time after doing everything. So I have set in the previous time also here, and then we also need to show the FPS. How the user will be know either than that. So we need to specify here the image, and then the next thing is the text. So I will specify it as string, and I will convert FPS to an integer like that. And the next thing is the position. So the position, let's say 40 by 50, and the font face. So previously I used Hershey Simple X, or I think that was plain, but that was not looking nice. So this time I am using complex. It looks much better. I will say font scale as 1, and then the color, let's keep it as blue. Okay, so the color is at blue, and then the thickness, let's keep it at 3. Okay, so we have also showing the text. We are also showing the text. And what the next thing I want is to get the element list, mean the axis of every finger, so I can get the index finger and the thumb finger easily. So I will create here an element list as blank, and here I will say for id and element in enumerate. So I will enumerate in hand landmark first index, and here I will say dot landmark, and we are enumerating in it. Then the next thing we need is height and width. I will say here image dot shape. So I am also getting the shape. And the next thing is calculated x and the y, and here I will say here integer of. So what I need as an integer means what should be cx. So that will be lm dot x multiplied by width. I'll just copy it and paste it after the comma, and right over here I will say here multiplied by height lm dot y. So it works fine right now. And then the next thing I also need to give it the value to the list also. I'll say here lm list dot append. So I am specifying it as a list, not as a tuple, because what happens is in the list I can access element inside of the element. That's why I'm doing this. And then the next thing we need to show the user that this is your index finger and thumb finger that we are detecting. So, and it should be huge. So I will say here, first I will check that the LM list also has anything in it. If it doesn't has anything in it, then what's the point of getting the calculation also, right? So we'll check that there is. So if this is false, that there is nothing in the list, then do this. So what I want to do, so here I want to draw a circle, right? So I will say here x1 and y1, and I believe that the index of thumb finger is 4 at the top point, and the index finger of top point is 8. So let's specify it. So thumb finger 4, first element means the CX of that element, and then the next thing is the first element. I will just copy this, paste it, and then here it will be 2 and 2, and here will be 8. So now we are getting the index and thumb finger axis also, x and y. Now it's time to draw the circle on it. So I will say here cv2.circle image, and then the position is x1, y1, and then the radius, let's keep it huge, for example 15, and then I will specify the color as blue, and then the thickness at cv2.filled. So I want it filled, and then the next thing I will just copy it for the index finger. So here x2, y2, and the next thing what I want to do is also show the user the line between it, so the user should know it easily. I will say cv2.line, and I am drawing a line. Here I want to specify image, and then the part 1 of it means the starting point. Starting point is x1, y1, and then the ending point means the part 2, x2, and then y2. So now I have specified the axes. Now I need the color. I will keep it at blue. Then the thickness, let's keep it at 3, and then the line type, let's say cv2.filled. So I will get it as filled. So I am having this cv2.filled. I'm also getting the line filled, and then the next thing, I have also the line, I have everything, but I also need the length for it, right, to change the volume. I'll say a length equals to math.hypot. So hypot is a function in the math module right over here that we have imported, and the parameters are, we need 2 values and it will give us a float. So here what I will just do is specify it x1 minus x2 and y1 minus y2. So it will give us the length of the both, and what I will just do is subtract 20 from both. Okay, so we also have the length over here, and what I need after the length is to change the volume. So to change the volume, I found a module called Pycaw. You can do pip install Pycaw like this. I have done. So now it works. So as you have installed Pycaw, then what you can do is say here from pycaw.pycaw imports all. But there is one more thing, is the requirements of the Pycaw. So the requirements are, I will import from C types, import cast, and then the pointer, and from com types import, here I need clx ctx all. So these are the requirements. Now what I need to do is also create an volume controller. So to create an volume controller, here we need devices. So I will get all the devices that are connected. So devices equals to, here will be audio utilities from the Pycaw, and in that I will say dot get speakers. So I'm getting all the speakers, and I also need an interface. So to get the interface, I need to use the devices dot activate. So I will check that means I want to also get the interface, so I will activate the device control, and I will say here dot iAudio endpoint, and here I will say dot underscore IID underscore, and then I need the CLS CTX underscore, all that I have imported right over here, and then none. And next thing I will create finally the volume controller. I will call it as VC, and here we need the cast, so I want to cast. Here I need the interface, and then I need the pointer, and then in the pointer I will call it and say here iAudio endpoint volume. That's it. So the functions in the volume controller are get mute, so it will mute the volume, and set master volume level. So we will set the volume level, and get master volume level to get the volume level, and then the get volume range. So for now we will use get volume range, and we will also use set volume for set master volume level for setting the volume. So we will get the range. I will just store it in range. I will make the R capital range. So we are getting the volume range, but the arguments in it are the minimum and maximum. 0 index is minimum and 1 index is maximum. So now I need to say here minimum and maximum, so it will be easy to access. Min R and max R. I will set it equals to, and I will say here range 0, and similarly for the max also. So here I have accessed the minimum and the maximum. Now next thing what I need to do is also set the volume. To set the volume, what I need to do is go over here, right over here, and just below it, and I will create here a variable called volume as 0. So I am creating a variable called volume as 0, and I want to also get the volume. So here what I am going to use is the NumPy module. So I will just say a volume equals to. So right over here the range that we need is I believe it's in the minimum range and the maximum range, but the required range for it is required means the our range that we are getting from the length, and it is I believe that it's in 50 to 300. So our range that we are having is in 50 to 300, and then I will use the np.interp to set the change it. So here what I will do is specify the length, and after that the required. So I need 50 and 300, right, like that. And then the next thing is the maximum range and minimum, means minimum and maximum range. I will say here minimum range and maximum range. So I have set up the volume also. Now the next thing that I need to set the volume, say volume controller dot set master volume, and here also I will add level, set master volume level. Here I will say volume, and then after that I will add here none also, nothing else than it. So we are setting the master volume level right now. So it will set the volume. Now the next thing is we also want to show the bar and the percentage. So for the bar, I believe the size of bar is 400. Let's see about 400. And then I need a volume percentage. So it will start from 0 and this will start from 400. And right over here, I will also calculate the volume bar. I will just copy this, and here what I will do is 400 to 150. So now what we just need to do is show bar and percentage. That's it. And here in the maximum and minimum range, actually here it will be 400 and 150. So we are also getting the bar, and next thing is to get the volume percentage. Volume percentage is between 0 to 100. And then the last thing we need to is show the bar and the percentage. So I will show the bar first. It's very easy and it will just take a bit of time. Here rectangle, and in that what are the arguments are image and then the part 1, part 2. So the part 1, part 2 will be 50 and then the 150. So this is the outer border of it. Okay. So and after that it would be 85 to 400. Okay, and then here everything is simple and quick. So here will be 25. Here is the RGB color code. Then the thickness. Okay, let's keep the thickness as or just I will not specify it. That is also okay, as per I want and border. And then the next thing is I will add the same thing, but I will say here cv2.filled. And here what I need to do is right over here after the 50 I need to convert integer to the volume bar, so it will be at decimal. So last thing is show the percentage. So to show the percentage, what I need is show here cv2.putText. Means the last thing is to show the percentage only. I'll put the text at in the image, and the text is I will specify a f string, and then the next thing that I need is the percentage. So I will just add this and this, and I will say here an integer, and then the next thing is just to volume percentage, and I will add here an percentage. And then the next thing what I need is just to specify the position. So the position would be, I believe it's 85 to 480, 85 to 450. Okay, it's 85 to 450. And then the next thing is just to specify font. And then the next thing is just to specify here this values, which is just color code, and then the thickness, which is 3. And what I will do over here is replace this bracket over here, and let's see. And one more thing, that I think 30 will be a bit better. So let's give it a try. So the program is running, and it will take some time for compiling because we have written many things over here. Okay, so here we go. So now if I see, okay, so now if I bring my hand, it works fine, 10%. And if I also show you at the volume, I'll also show you the volume. So you can see that it just works fine. So it just works fine. If I show you again, so this time I will start from 0%. So here it's 0, 1, 2. So it works fully fine. And the bar is also displaying much better. So thanks for watching, guys.